Hey, what's up guys? I'm here in Alpha 19.3 B3 experimental version because Alpha 19.3 experimental has dropped. Now I thought let's celebrate this version by having a bunch of cops and soldiers around because I would call this the secure update. And you're going to see real soon what I mean about that. We're going to walk through the patch notes here and I'll tell you what I think about the different parts, and if you don't know how to get to the experimental version, I will show that towards the end of the video as well, so make sure you stay and tune in for that as well. And if you've come to my channel and appreciate me making these patch note reviews, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel and maybe ring that notification bell. That way you have an easier time to see the rest of my 7 Days to Die content. I release at least a couple of videos every week. But let's step in here looking at community.7daystoDie.com, which is one of the posts that they have provided on, of course, the FunPim's website. Now, they do mention it's coming to experimental, so it's not stable, so make sure start a new game or make a backup of your stable saving game because something could go wrong and you don't want to rage because, well, something broke. Now, the two main things here are actually the security part, better network packet security, and this is actually really good. It's a bit surprising it hasn't been in before, but I guess we also focus on the features. The second thing is really more of a fix for structural integrity exploits that I'll go through in a little bit. So what they have been doing, they've been looking at some of the networking. So they have network layer encryption, finally. I'm surprised that they didn't have that before, but it's really good they've done that now. Now they also have a connection rate limit, which helps, and more feedback for clients on why they're not allowed to connect. And again, this just makes your server and your gaming a little bit more secured. There's also additional messages to the client when they get disconnected because the server is shutting down. This is something that hasn't always been there before. You basically just disconnect and you don't know whether it was your network or something else that went wrong, and now it should be telling you that, hey, actually the server is shutting down, that's why you lost connection. As far as things that have been changed, they have improved the supply plane drawing, and I guess that makes it a little bit better, maybe more efficient, or performance looks better. And replace static net package list with runtime dynamically assigned IDs for more flexibility. I have no idea actually specifically how this actually matters, but I'm sure it's good. Another thing that actually is I didn't really think about before, but they have actually changed so that wandering horde zombies are not considered to be alert. So now you can attack them with stealth attacks and they will work. I guess I didn't really think about that very much before, but it definitely should be. If they're just wandering past, they shouldn't be in any alert status. Maybe because they're going from point A to B, the game previously were thinking that, hey, they're considered alert, so you can't surprise them. So that's good. Wandering horde 1 second delay between spawns, good, because that will save a little bit of that maybe micro stutter that could come if you're having 20 zombies that are being spawned in one go. And now looking at the fixes, and this is where the SIPs are as well. They've fixed floating frames and blocks. Good, they shouldn't be there. Can target shooter repair through Molotov effect? I actually didn't know that. I've been trying to do it. Maybe some of the bullets doesn't actually go through, they simply just vanish. And here's the big one. Set player-made door stability support to false to prevent AI exploitable building. And I'll show you a little bit what this actually means. Another really secure piece is that they've now fixed so that having special characters doesn't break server admin.xml when you're banning or whitelisting players. And of course, this is really important. Console command water hidden by console command thirsty. Okay, that's all good. Decommand your large FPS drops when saving to a slow drive. Good. Again, this is performance. Written log always having count of 0 and added duration. Again, I don't specifically know what this one means, but can't hurt, right? And zombie old timer has no flame particles. So let's look a little bit at the SIPs. Thank you guys for standing there and watching me. So if you remember from previous versions, you could actually put down a block. You could put down a door, then you put down a door on top of it. Come on, let me put it on here. Come on, like this. And well, you could actually build up. You could have in the basic function, you put a block, put a door, and then you put another block under, well, on top of it. If you then took out the door, the block on top would be floating and there would be no way to bring it down. Well, you could destroy it, or zombies could be destroyed, I guess explosions or cop vomit, but it wouldn't fall down by itself. So you basically could have a base that was something like this. Imagine if these ones were not around. So you basically had something like this, this, and this. And then you basically took out This one, actually, something even worse like this, you took out all the doors. And assuming that, just imagine that this pillar isn't even there. So you basically had no doors, but you had blocks up here. And you could then build out here. You could have your nice little base up above, and it would be some 10, 20, 50, 100 blocks, whatever, above the ground. And obviously, zombies would run around, especially during Blood Moon Horde, but they had nothing to really destroy because, well, your base is up there, you've already taken out the doors, and there was nothing to bash. Even if the doors were still there, if the zombies took out the doors, well, SI would still be broken because your base would be floating. Now they have fixed it. You can't actually put doors on top of each other anymore. And this actually I'm trying out with other doors as well. Seems to be the case for all the doors. It's a little bit weird that you're having these kind of big doors and they still fall off. They have no SI, but again, I guess it's to fix that that bug where you could accomplish this kind of floating bases. It's been in the game for quite a long time, so I understand why they wanted to fix it finally. If you were building using this, I don't think your current builds are going to fall down. Maybe if SI is actually updated, meaning you make a change, maybe everything just comes falling down. So be a little bit careful about that. And if you wanted to use this exploit, and I had actually made a Worcester Horde video about this before, well, sorry, you're out of luck. You can't do that anymore. But if you're in Alpha 19.2 and you want to try out Alpha 19.3 experimental, what do you actually do? And that's a really good question. So go back to your Steam client. You right click on it, go to properties, and then you go to the last tab here where it says betas. Then you select this drop down and you go to the unstable build. You exit out, close, and it will be updating to latest experimental after a moment. Well, let's say you want to revert it back to the previous version. Really simple again. Properties, go to betas. Select here, and this is where you can see all the different builds. And if you want to go to an older version, you can do that as well. Now, you also do opt out of all beta programs. You can't actually select 19.2 because 19.3 is not out. Don't be confused. Just do none. Opt out of beta programs, and you'll see now it's saying that fine, I'm going to download the previous version, and that's what it does. Once this is completed, you'll be back in latest stable, which is 19.2 right now. Hopefully that gets you started on the experimental version. But wait, do you know that I stream every weekend on both YouTube and Twitch? Well, why not head over to twitch.tv/VideoRefuted2 and give me a follow and check me out when I'm streaming, usually around 9 or 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is around 2, 3, 4 p.m. Central European time. So do you like this update? Does it need more? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will definitely see you next time.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the vetted community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.